Guys, sometimes I really wonder if my channel is just unintentionally a magnet for chromosomally deficient baboons who pretend to be people, who just like to start shit and talk a bunch of smack and then blow up their accounts after 2 weeks just to start back over again, and then just wash, rinse, repeat as needed, even though it was never needed to begin with, because it was a completely unnecessary task to even engage in. Now, let me just preface this. I don't mind shit talk. I enjoy it. I engage in it myself. I welcome banter. I welcome insults. I welcome people just saying really dickhead shit to each other. Even if it's something that I don't like, I would at least appreciate that if the person was being creative and wasn't just digging up old drama like a fucking paleontologist trying to unearth horse shit to throw at people whenever their feelings get hurt. But what I'm about to show you just makes me fucking sad. And it doesn't make me sad for myself, it makes me sad for the person that does it. Because it shows me that the person that does it has literally so little of a life and so very few things going on that they decided to engage in the stupid shit I'm about to show you now. Looking at this makes me wonder if a dumbass elementary schooler did this. Username is My World of Bad Aaron. Clever. Now die. Description: touching grass is a choice, not a have to, so I choose not to touch grass. I think the reason you choose not to touch grass is because the exertion would probably make your fat ass fall to the ground and die of a heart attack. Seriously, whenever you see someone that says, I don't have to touch grass, it's someone that doesn't have shit to do outside anyway. It's usually somebody that doesn't have a job or any sort of external commitments to the world around them, so they have nothing to lose or nothing to gain by sitting inside all day, slowly fermenting in their own bodily waste. Because that's usually how people like this are. Not all the time, but unfortunately, there are some people who are much like this, who do fit the neat stereotype of being the person that never leaves their fucking house and basically just ferments like rotten potatoes in their office chair in front of their computer, hoping that death will come swiftly, just so they can end their own suffering. Yeah, seriously. I feel like my brain is eating itself trying to understand your dumb shit. Anyway, okay, joined February 14th, 2026. Okay, hold on a minute. I just gotta say something real quick. Okay, so let me see if I can wrap my dumb fucking lizard brain around this one. You wasted Valentine's Day making this shitbag account while other people were out spending time with their family members that they don't see much, because some people that are single, they'll just hang out with family and just use it as a way to bond with family members and chill out. Like, this is a holiday where people are out with their partners, or spoiling themselves, or spoiling their pets, or spoiling each other. And while everyone else was assumedly doing everything with the people or individuals that are important to them in their lives, you decided to waste time to make this account. I just want you to think about that for a minute. You could have went and did something for yourself. You could have just given yourself like basically treat yourself. You could have spoiled yourself for the day. You could have done anything that probably would have made you feel better than doing the lame shit you did there. You understand why the novelty is kind of lost on me when you wasted an opportunity that would be considered to be one of the biggest social holidays of the year, and instead of trying to do something, even if it was just to make yourself happy and give yourself some time to just chill out and spoil yourself, you wasted it bitching about me. Think about that for a minute. While you were making that account, I was probably out to dinner with Kate, and you wasted your time sitting behind your phone or your desk, making an account just to bitch. And yet you're gonna talk shit about anyone else when that is the mindset that occupies that airplane hangar you call a skull. Just the sheer fucking inanity and pathetic nature of this almost makes me have a shred of pity for you because it means that you decided to devote too much of your time to even giving me so much as a single inkling of your attention. Now, you talked some shit recently. It's like, well, how did it feel that your subs are declining? I lost two, not 200. You're acting like I base all of my worth on how many people listen to me on YouTube. Now, obviously, nobody wants to be treated like their opinion is irrelevant to everyone, but at the same time, I don't rely on this for an income. This is not my means of making money. I have a full-time job, just like in spite of this. In fact, it's not in spite of it, it's despite it. Because let's be honest, if for whatever reason I did become monetized, this platform would be a bigger liability to me than it would be a benefit. Because this is the kind of platform that likes to hold up your purse strings and then cut them whenever it wants. So it's not really what I would consider a viable income if I even did make it that far. I mean, let me tell you the truth. If I was picked up by a network, in the incredibly unlikely event that I would be picked up, I would most likely reject it because I wouldn't feel secure in that kind of placement because I knew for a fact that it would be kind of like being employed by Disney, where if you do one thing out of line, they treat you in a very un-Disney like way. Like Google's all about being nice until you treat someone else in a way that they probably deserve. And then Google's like kindness and politeness guidelines eventually just dissipate because you've made the mistake of looking at someone that they would normally ignore or defend and have the temerity just to say, I'm not sure I want to be on good terms with somebody who does like X, Y, and Z. That's not exactly the kind of line I want to walk. That's not exactly the kind of line I want to that I want to toe. Excuse me. It's not the. It's not really the kind of tune I want to dance to. If I would just be constantly wondering if whether or not one wrong move is going to proceed just to completely upend my entire life. That's not exactly the kind of situation I want to put myself in, where everything I do risks being upended just because I have like one off the cuff remark towards someone who probably fucking deserves it. Another thing, if you find me annoying as you've claimed repeatedly, why watch? Why dedicate time just to try to antagonize? Why dedicate any bit of your memory to the fact that I even exist? You try way too hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. To quote an old song, except you didn't even get far. You have one sub and one like, which I assume are you on an alt or some other dipshit that has a hate boner, for no other reason other than the fact that they're a babbling retard that has nothing of actual value to contribute to any conversation whatsoever. I'm just confused as to why you care what I do here. I'm not breaking the law. I'm not doing things that would violate people's human rights. I'm not advocating for the murder or genocide or destruction of a protected class. I simply make fun of retards on the internet. And last I checked, me making fun of retards on the internet is not a crime. Nor should it be considered one. Because if it is, a lot of the people that are on the internet wouldn't be allowed on it. Because everyone has talked shit to one idiot on this platform at least one time during their entire run. The only ones that haven't are the dipshit Minecraft YouTubers, the Fortnite kids, and those dipshits that are watching fucking Coco Melon. Other than that, it's basically just a bunch of people hurling shit at each other and seeing what sticks. Now, obviously, you have groups of friends and stuff that are also here that just kind of chill out and talk. But a lot of it is just kind of the toxicity that it unintentionally created, that it then tries to stuff that genie back in the fucking lamp after. which I think YouTube just needs to learn just to give up on that. It's not because I want toxicity to thrive. It's just that the way YouTube does it now is so reductive that the context of someone's statements is less important than than what they said. And the problem is when we're entertaining those kind of ideas, all it does is make sure that it's either squeaky clean or it's a complete shithole. And YouTube does not possess any means to actually arbitrate what would be considered like a neutral ground where you're like, okay, I wouldn't have said that, but I understand why, or don't say that shit because that's really fucked up. Like YouTube doesn't really do anything to arbitrate that properly. But what's got me really confused is that you sit at home apparently abusing a fucking tube sock because apparently the fact that I exist at all got you into such a frenzy that you had to make a shitbag short, which is edited so fucking poorly that it makes me wonder if you suffered a massive brain tumor and it just went on being just completely ignored by specialists because it might have been deemed inoperable. Because you sound like the kind of person that just goes around having people lop up their skulls, and you somehow survive with a bandsaw stuck through the front of your skull plate. Honestly, if I had an account that was this ass, where everything I made was basically just a really bitchy slap in someone's direction, I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't. Like, what is your next hot band gonna be? Lol, you live in Michigan. Yeah, great band. Do me a favor, jump in front of a moving bus. Seriously, I would be ashamed if everything I did was this fucking low effort. I would be. I mean, if this is what you do when you're just trying to make anything at all, then I would hate to see what would happen if you did something that actually required effort and was actually fucking important. I mean, I imagine the only disappointment that would be larger than that would be the disappointment your parents made when they realized you were starting to crown.